Guys. Hello. Welcome back, guys. All right, I feel like I want to go ahead and go with possibly an angel number today. I don't know why. 6666, great blessings, self love, boundaries, needs, positivity, wisdom, understanding, letting go, and expansion. Nurture oneself by honoring one's needs, desires, and boundaries. Let go of what weighs someone down, making space for meaningful experiences, expanding one's spirit across all areas of life, and embracing the big love opportunities or jobs that are entering one's journey. Now, I just look at this more as sixes are numbers of reciprocity. So there could be, the best way for a character to operate right now is to engage with others, spend time with friends, family, people in the community. No joke, we just got the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so very strong message of it's time to work with others. If something hasn't been working out, maybe it's because a character hasn't thought of how many resources they have. Resources being who they are, their talents and skills, but also the talents and skills and support of those around them. The friendships, the partnerships. We all have partnerships in our lives. They're all around us. Our next door neighbor. When people kind of look out for each other and support each other, it's amazing how many hands makes light work. We have the sun. There's a lot of happiness. I feel like someone is either going to propose an idea. And now this could be somebody about to reach out to our lead character, and they may want to connect and support and collaborate together. This could be people choosing to take on roommates, live together, cohabitate together. This could be people that are coming up with ideas on how to make it so that let's say in partnerships, in business, in like I said, living arrangements, it feels like it says we'd be stronger together. And it feels like there's this clarity and there's a sense of relief and a sense of joy to be like, wow, there are I have collaboration. There are people that want to work with me. This feels really good. This feels very much like one-on-one, like one person making a connection to another and choosing to do something so everybody comes out better. We have the 10 of Pentacles. All of this is so positive. All of this is so, it's fulfilling. It's working together. This could be about a romance, a relationship. Let me see. I mean, obviously everyone's going to benefit in a sense of stability. We have a Five of Swords and we have the Ace of Cups. Where there has been hostility or tension, that's going to be alleviated. Maybe it was only a perception that somebody was angry at another person. This feels like possibly a romance now that we have that Ace of Cups. It almost feels like maybe two people are about to have that heart-to-heart conversation where it's like, well, I thought you were mad at me. I thought you were mad at me. It's like, no, I really love you. I would rather be on good terms with you. I would rather collaborate with you. I would rather be with you. This feels like a rift in a relationship, in a lover's connection, is about to not only get healed, but it's about to get healed and become a stronger than ever kind of connection. Now, in order for that to happen, I feel like we need to take a look at what would it take to do that. What is the formula to make that happen? I mean, it feels like it is happening in this story, but I want to know, how does a character get there? How do two characters get there? By the way, we could be dealing with earth energy. We do actually have strong Leo here, but we also have a lot of earth energy in this, and minimal amounts of air and water. So it's kind of dominant with our lead energy being that Leo, and then earth, because we've got two earth cards. So I would say it's more heavy on that side. But we did just bring in Temperance, and I'm saying, how does a character get to this collaboration? How does this happen? And Temperance says, obviously there's been missing pieces of a puzzle, right? The Temperance card, I feel like somebody missed a message from someone some time ago. And I say that because we have the bird, which is the messenger, and he's holding a message, and it's on this, we'll say, masculine side, which is where a lot more of the missing puzzle pieces are. It almost feels as if there's been a message that came into this feminine and she never got it. This could have been a message of some kind of explanation, or I'd love to talk to you. I wish we could have a conversation. I'd love to communicate more to you. And I don't think she got it. She might just now be getting that message, or sometimes when we reread something, days later, or even months later, it reads different. We absorb a different message out of it, and then we go, oh, wait a second. That was them attempting to open up a line of communication with me, but I didn't see it that way at the time. Obviously, for these two to communicate, it is going to require, openness. But there's been so many mysteries in this connection. And the only way that this is going to work, the only way that these two are going to be back in each other's lives successfully, is if the mystery puzzle pieces start to get filled in, right? But it says now is a great time for that to happen. As I said, there may have been a message that was missed. Can I see more on that? Was there an attempt made on the most mysterious person's part? I'm going to say if he had a bunch of information that she didn't know about his circumstances, his life, the way he operated, whatever it may have been, we have the hanged woman or hanged man. I don't know. This definitely feels like it's either a delay in her reading the message, getting the message, or understanding the message, but it could also be it was a delay in him sending this message. And maybe that this is just now going to be happening. Let me take another look here. Tell me more about that. Ace of Cups sideways. I think that this is only just now a relationship that can like get new life breathed into it. I would say that the leap into offering one's heart or receiving one's heart, I feel like that was not on the table before for whatever reason. Now, she's the one who would leap forward to accept that, but it has to be offered first. And I'm going to say that it hasn't been up until now on their part. So again, they have to come in with the offer that should have been made a long time ago, but maybe never received her. Why would, or never ended up, getting to her? Why would that have been? Did you not send the message? Did you have it poised and you never sent it until now? Or what? 5 of Cups. There's been a lot of thinking and missing and knowing that there's been a mistake made and holding on to this idea of if only I had done this, if only I had done this. Okay, let's look again. Queen of Pentacles upright. A lot of regrets. Because she was obviously in a space where she would have given. So what held you back in the past, character? What held you back from just giving that offer? The Fates, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and there we go again, 6 of Pentacles sideways. They didn't have enough. Maybe their life had to unravel and then get threaded back together. It was something about the divine timing of everything, and before they would be able to give this big offer. Before someone, and not someone, this person right here who had all the missing puzzle pieces. And now we know the biggest confusion about this, or the missing puzzle pieces, what that really pertained to is, why did you not give your heart? Why did you not give your love? Why did you not give your, loyalty, fidelity to this connection? I'm not saying they were disloyal. I'm just saying, why did they not commit to that 6 of Pentacles that we see all over this? You and me together, we're going to build. How come they didn't do that in the past? How come they didn't give their offer of love? How come they didn't give their time, their energy, their finances, their let's build together kind of attitude? Why didn't they do that? That's what all that mystery was about. And now we're seeing the reason they didn't do it is because it wasn't the right time, because I don't think they had anything to give back then. Not that they didn't love, but obviously the idea of being in a collaborative relationship, that wasn't even possible. They knew that's what they needed to be able to give, and they couldn't at that time. So this person held back from giving an offer of love, and therefore an offer of let's be together, let's stay together. The offer that they wanted to give, it's been a long time, because this bird's got no little meat on its bones now. This goes way back. I'm going to say that this is a relationship that was the potential for it to be balanced and wonderful, and two people who could give each other 100% investment. It wasn't balanced back in the past. She was willing to give. A Queen of Pentacles was ready to give 100%, and they couldn't. I would say couldn't is the correct word here, because we can see that they wanted to, but they couldn't. So they intentionally withheld. And that could have even been why we had that Five of Swords. I can't give, you don't understand. I can't give to you right now because I can't give you the 100% that I should, or the 50%, investment that you're trying to give me. I need to be able to give you that same amount in return, and I can't. Tell me about the Five of Cups. Who was, because we see a feminine here and sorrow, but I'm just wondering, we have a Knight of Swords, and we have her kind of left wondering what the hell happened. We have the Queen of Pentacles, who was left in a lot of sorrow. Always still, even if she tried to move on from this, she still held on to this thought process of this person and what might have been, but obviously wasn't. And it never added up. It never made sense. Why could he not have just made the jump? Why the delay? Do we want to take a look at really why the delay? I know this story is not so much about the past, even though we're delving into it, but it's more about what's happening right now. But let me just ask, why was there a delay? Page of Swords, Three of Cups in the reverse. Before I say anything, gathering information on Ten of Cups upright. Okay. I do think that this card, that Three of Cups, we have three people on it. This is like, this has to not be a thing anymore. This is about observing, spying. If they were being watched heavily, making sure that there was no third party, it almost indicates that she would have been the third party, right? If they had planned to change something in their life to go be with her, the truth of it is they had no business trying to build a relationship with her if they still had any other connection. And let's remember, this connection doesn't have to be like, oh, they were married to somebody else but trying to get something going with her on the side. This could have been intrusive family members that they owed some kind of financial obligation to, and therefore those people had way more say over their life than we would typically expect family to have a say over our life. It could have been, I'm just giving different scenarios, that third party energy that needed to not be there. Someone needed to not be breathing down their neck, watching their every move, watching them plan to fly away and go live a better life and pursue a life with her. They realized, I think, that they were going to be watched and closely monitored to make sure that they weren't doing that by someone who must have held some kind of power over them. Tell me about this. Who held power over you? A Nine of Wands, a Six of Cups. Obviously, someone they were not done with. A Six of Cups can be a soulmate energy, can be somebody that it doesn't have to be romantic. Soulmates are oftentimes the people that we engage with in our lives because we're learning lessons with them. They're like the people that we go through school with. We sit next to them in class. We have study sessions with them. Sometimes we're enemies or frenemies with them, but we have an important lesson to learn with them. They're part of our graduating class of life, if you will. It could have been a feminine. It could have been someone that they were partnered to. It could have been someone that they had a very important lesson to learn with. Obviously, this is a Nine of Wands. This is somebody that they had I'm not going to call it a toxic bond or a karmic bond, although it could have been a karmic soulmate, someone who they really needed to learn a tough lesson with. Because this is like, I got to learn how to cut things out of my life. I have to learn how to, I don't know, I keep feeling like they owed this person some kind of reciprocity, whether this was just in their head that they felt like they owed another person some kind of loyalty, and that was their wounding that they needed to stop feeling that way, or they literally did owe somebody something in their life. And like I said before, it could have been a family member that they couldn't if this family member had been substantially helpful to them in the past, they were like, I have to still help this family member because for reciprocity's sake, I can't just dip out now that they've helped me and I'm this integral part of their life. I can't just leave and go find my new relationship and move to be with the person that I'm in love with, not when I owe somebody else like a ton of help right now, not when they need help. One or the other needed help. Either it was them or it was somebody else, because this is a wounded warrior. This is somebody who's they're in a fragile state. And if it was a soulmate, let's say it was an ailing family member, an ailing parental figure who had, given them financial support throughout different tough times in their life. And it's like, I cannot abandon my ailing parental figure so that I can move or leave or go jump into a relationship, and I'm gonna have to support my family member, which means I can't be finding a relationship and starting a relationship with someone else. Now, the one thing that I don't understand about this, although I'm gonna suspect that they, in their mind, it was this or that. I can either have this relationship or I have to do right by this third party. This third party, though, seems to have been like watching them closely, breathing down their neck a bit, which is the other reason I think they just broke it off with her completely, or they weren't telling her that. So that doesn't make sense, because that sounds like there's a lot more, like powerful control being exerted over them. And then the other thing this makes me think of is that distance. Like, in order to be with her, it would be them changing something in their life to be with her, leaving, traveling, relocating to her. Why would that have been the case? Why was it not potentially that she would have relocated to be with them? I'm sorry, I just have to look at this. 8 of Pentacles, something about work, something about job, career. Maybe this even had to do with like different countries, but where we built, a home, where we've built, maybe they couldn't leave because of their job, and their job was necessary in order to be able to, continue to help